So how do I just admit them?
Alrighty. So now, Charlene, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lisa Moore Clifton, Boise Oil Lady, and this is the next episode of our oil camp, and we're going to be talking about the Kids AromaTouch, and I actually have with me Charlene Renham, who is a licensed massage therapist, and she's going to give us some insight into how amazing this can be for children from a massage standpoint, and give us some extra tips as well with other things, other kind of techniques that we can do with our children. And yeah, so it should be great. I'm going to switch her to host actually so that she can help out with some things. And all of that. All right. And then just make sure to give me back the host rights before.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with the AromaTouch technique, if you want to hurry and grab your oils and then actually grab your kiddos and their favorite stuffed animal, okay? Because I want them to learn right alongside us because they want to take care of their stuffies just as much as you want to take care of them, right? They're very, very cherished. So we're going to learn this technique. It's the AromaTouch technique, and I've kind of modified it for kids. So I am certified in the AromaTouch technique, but I'm not a licensed massage therapist like Charlene. But it's an amazing technique where you're using massage-like motions to apply the essential oils to the back and to the feet. All right. And the oils that have been curated, Dr. Hill is the one that created this. He is one of the executive teams for doTERRA, and the research behind this technique and the effects it has, and just from personal experience of doing this with people, it's amazing. It's very, very powerful. And yeah, so in the full AromaTouch, there's actually 8 oils that are involved, and the whole goal of it is to create homeostasis within the body. So you're working with different systems of the body to kind of activate those, and using touch, using love to help the body heal. All right. So the first 2 oils that you're going to use are Balance and Lavender. All right. So you have a couple of different options as I go through these different things. You could use both. You could use one in each grouping. You could use a different one for a slightly different benefit, depending on if you have maybe a sensitivity to that oil, or you don't really prefer it and you have an intuition to do a different one, go with it. All right. That's one of the beautiful things about essential oils. We get to practice that intuition and act on it because these oils are so safe to use and things like that. Okay, so lavender and balance, and that is going to help with stress, with just soothing in general, and kind of have the body ready to receive. The next 2 oils are for the immune system support, okay? And so you might guess, any guesses, those that don't already know the AromaTouch technique, or do you all know already?
For the immunity?
Immunity.
Probably peppermint is one of them, probably.
Nope, that one goes right at the end, actually. Oh. So our favorite blend, On Guard, and then we have Melaleuca. All right. Some of the other ones that you could sub out for that I've been researching is actually Thyme is a really good one that you would maybe add to or replace one of them, things like that. And also cilantro. Cilantro is a great chelator, so it helps to bind to like heavy metals and things like that so that your body can flush out. All right, so both of those are a good addition, substitution, things like that. Maybe it's a little too intense. The next one is for the next set is for the inflammatory response. Okay, So for inflammation within the body. And so we're trying to have a healthy inflammatory response. So the 2 oils for that, probably no surprise to you guys, Deep Blue and AromaTouch, right? Or the AromaTouch blend. And then the last one of the 8, the last pair of the 4 pairs here, so the last 2 of the 8 total, is peppermint and lemon, okay? So lemon, just invigorating. Actually, I think it's technically wild orange, now that I think about it. Where's the wild orange? Oh, I know. It's in my immunity kit. New immunity kit for the wellness program. Comes with On Guard, Purify, Wild Orange, 15 ml bottles, along with some other wonderful stuff. Check it out, like it, love it, live it. All right, so, oopsies, that's Purify. Wild orange. Okay, got my wild orange and my peppermint. Now, when you're working with your kiddos, dilute, 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 dilute. All right? 1 drop of these essential oils has 40 million trillion molecules in it. Okay? So even 1 drop is, and then, you know, like maybe you found like an empty one of these and you put a drop in there and then fill the rest up. Like, that can be good. That can be good for your little ones, especially the babies, all right? When we're talking babies, like, you'd want to definitely like almost clean this out if it got empty, and then 1 drop, and then fractionated coconut oil. And that's still enough when you're applying several drops to the back and rubbing it in and things. It's enough. Okay, so always dilute, and then have, even with the dilution, sometimes it's like, you know, they might touch it and then rub their eye. So have your fractionated coconut oil handy so that if they accidentally get some in their eye or something like that, I mean, we're not putting it anywhere, but you know, kids. So you can put some olive oil or fractionated coconut oil to rinse it out, okay? Or if you see any sort of redness, put more olive oil or fractionated coconut oil on there to dilute it on their back, okay? And they might be just a little sensitive.
I think I left it at work.
But, okay, so you have kind of 3 different parts to this, all right? There's 3 different parts to each step of the AromaTouch. And with kids, because they're squirrely, I typically do just 1 of each of the sets of 2, okay? So I'll do 1 of this, probably lavender if they're really used to that one, or balance, whichever I feel is good. Of the 2 here, probably Melaleuca instead of the On Guard, just because it can be a little spicy, right? And then the same, I'd probably go AromaTouch over the Deep Blue. And I want a brown. I'm going to keep with the balance for the first one. And then for the last one, I'm actually going to do a little combo of the wild orange and the peppermint, just a little tiny bit. Okay? But I'll see where I go with this. Okay, so you've got the 4 now. So 1 from each type. And you're going to apply it first to the spine. And so you would take it, and so you'd have a bottle and it's diluted. You wouldn't want to use a roller bottle because you would end up contaminating the different roller bottles as you went there, okay? So you do need to be able to drip it on. So you drip it, I like to drip just like 1 drop, especially with people starting out, on the base of the spine, and then you drag it up the spine. Okay? As more people get used to it and you know their sensitivity, you can apply maybe a couple, all right? So you drag it up the spine. And so when you're with your kiddos and maybe they're a little one, they might be on your back or sitting on your lap, and you can, you know, just lift their shirt and drag it up like that, okay? So you can think of this in several different ways with your little ones. If they don't want to lay on the bed and they want to cuddle with you, then you can do different things like this, okay? All right. Okay, so once we have applied it to the back, the next part is we're going to do some palm slides. All right, some palm slides. And again, we're going to, starting at the base, and are moving our hands out from the center to one side. Can you guys see that okay?
Mm-hmm.
From center to one side, okay, with these palm slides. And this is gentle. We're not like trying to be a massage therapist here. This is gentle. We're just stimulating the back, applying the oils to the back. Okay, and so we go one side, 3, and then if I was working, like if I didn't have everything in the way, we're in a massage table, I'd walk around this side, still keeping contact. It's so important that you maintain contact the entire time, okay? Because you're making a connection with that person, all right? You're making a connection with your little ones. So yeah, so then you do 3 times on one side and then 3 times on the other side, okay? And you could go, you know, here, like that, if you're holding them on your lap like this, okay? And then the last one, still maintaining contact, you're gonna go and you're going to drag the palms up. It's a 5-zone activation on the back. And this goes all the way up to the head. All right, all the way up to the head. And then here, and then I like to go kind of around the shoulders and up to the head. And you're slowly moving your hands out, like they were on you here. You're starting here, and you're slowly moving your hands out with each one, okay? Until you're at the very side, all right? So all 5 of those zones. Okay, and this one here, you're also gonna rub some on their ears, all right? Just with this first one, you rub some on their ears, okay? And just do the massage. You have different wonderful points in your ears that correspond to your body, all right? And kind of put just a little, hold the ear for just a minute, putting a little bit of pressure, and it's good, okay? Then also to the center of the back, and just sending love to that one. All right, and connecting, dragging out to the base of both the base of the spine and at the base of the head where the neck meets the skull. We're activating the parasympathetic. Okay, and just sending love, sending love. Okay, so I want to pause right there, and so Charlene, I know that like you're learning about this too. Just from what you've seen here, from a massage therapist standpoint, what are some of the things that you noticed? Is there anything that you noticed that stood out to you?
So the massage technique itself that you're doing actually is perfect for stimulating the circulation in the whole entire body. Because if you massage a child, and you, especially a baby, you can't massage from their limbs inwards. You can actually push too much blood to the heart and explode the heart. And not a lot of people know that. But pushing it outwards and that and out toward the limbs, you're actually causing circulation in that and the muscles to relax, causing the child to become a little more relaxed in the technique as well. And the reason for the skull and the base of the neck is to stimulate the cerebral fluid.
Nice.
And then the ears, of course, have reflexology points.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, thank you, thank you. This is fantastic. Okay, learn new things every day, right? Okay, so I'm gonna keep my little one here on my lap. He's, what did I say his name was?
I can't remember.
I can't remember now. It starts with a C. I don't remember.
Christine.
Clarence. It's Clarence. It's Clarence. Okay, so now we're gonna go immune system. All right, immune system. So I've got my Melaleuca. Gonna put a drop, maybe 2. If my little one's good with that. Diluted, of course. Drawing up the spine. Then I'm gonna go starting at the base near the bottom and moving out, moving out, moving out. And guys, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Your love is a huge aspect of this. Huge. That energy, powerful. Charlene's also an energy healer. And I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything more powerful than the energy of love. Charlene, you could probably speak to that better than I.
Yes, in fact, when I do the massages, I'm actually taking energy and I'm putting it through, as you well know. You got a massage from before.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm on the 5-zone activation, up to the top of the head. And notice, I don't move both hands down at the same time, one hand at a time to maintain that contact, especially if they are laying on like a massage table or something like that, or on their bed where you're not hugging them and maintaining contact that way, okay? And just think, like, you could just be talking with them. If they're, you know, if they're talkative little ones, you just be talking with them while they're doing these different things and sending those intentions while you're doing that. Like, gosh, I need to do this for my 12-year-old more often, right? And make a connection with her a little more. So now I'll move to the proper inflammatory response with the AromaTouch. All right, that's the one I chose. You can do AromaTouch or Deep Blue. Yeah, okay, so dragging up the spine. Okay, up the spine. And then distribute. I'm gonna start on this side this time. When I do both oils for one part, okay, so like if I did both immune system oils or both inflammatory oils or both, okay, I'll start one on one side and then I'll start the other on this side. So 3 times with the palm slides on each side. So then, I don't know, it just balances to me. It just feels like it balances it. Okay. Okay, and then the 5-zone activation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Put clearance here again. All right, maintaining contact still. Okay. And then with this last one, so in the full AromaTouch technique, during the immune system one with the On Guard, actually, there's a kind of a 4th part in that. After you do the 5-zone activation, you do a thumb roll up both sides of the spine. Okay, so that's something you can add if your little one isn't too squirrely and they'll lay there, sit there long enough. Okay, so this last part, you actually start at the feet, okay? So you're still maintaining contact and then going to the feet, and you have some, and I'll turn Clarence around here so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. Okay. We'll see what we do. Okay. Clarence, don't fall off. Okay. All right. So, got her foot. We're still maintaining contact. Okay. So, you know, they can still be on her lap and everything at this point too, and just have their feet up. So we can do, we'll do wild orange and peppermint, and just like a little bit, okay? Just a little bit on there, so maybe 1 drop and 1 drop, and then maybe go on both feet with that, just a smidge, but really great. Now, I want you to think about having those 5 zones on the feet, the same like you were on the back. So you have 1, 2, and it moves from center out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to big toe, to the next toe, to the next toe, to the next toe, to the next toe, okay? And then same here, 1, 2, and you're moving out, 3, 4, 5. And what you're gonna do, there's a couple of steps to this, okay? So the first one, you know, you applied it on there, you're rubbing it all over the foot very thoroughly, okay? And then you do a thumb walk. Now, Charlene's gonna speak to more of this, I'm sure, and tell us more in depth on this, but you do a thumb walk from the top of that heel down kind of a straight line and to the toe, all right? And then stay in contact, boom, boom, and you do that 3 times. Thumb rock 3 times, okay? And then you drag it down 3 times. 1, 2, 3, all right? And then walk in point 2, 1, 2, walk, 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 2, and that's 3, and then drag it 1 to the end of the toe, 2, 3, and then move to the 3rd, okay? So now you're going towards that middle toe, again starting at the heel and going all the way down, okay? Doing that 3 times, drag, 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 4, and then 5. And then you shift to the other foot, do the same thing, thumb walk 3 times on the zone 1, drag, 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 okay? And walk it all the way out. And then at the end, you find the heart chakra point on the foot. Now, hopefully my foot isn't too dirty. Oh, it's kind of gross. Okay, so on the foot, stop laughing at me. The heart chakra point, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it's about here.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you're gonna hold that place and again, send some extra love in there. All right, extra love. Because you always have more to give, right? So you go there and then you're gonna move back to the back. Okay, I'm just gonna leave clearance for you. Well, I'll turn so you can see.
And the reason thumb walk is to stimulate the muscles. So when you're thumb walking it, you're actually getting deep, and then when you're stroking it, you're loosening it.
Nice. And then there's a lot of reflexology in that too, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So you're working all the different muscle tissues, including the organs.
Including the organs. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. And you know, and you can study, and Charlene probably knows really well, all the different places on the foot. And if you get feedback from somebody, ooh, that's extra sensitive or something, you can look at that chart and see where there might be some different issues happening, right?
Yep, like kidneys. If you're having kidney stones, if you have kidney stones and stuff, you press the side of the foot and they'll start jumping backwards with their foot in that area. That means that the kidney's having issues.
Wow. And so that's extra things that you can learn with this, but fortunately you don't necessarily have to know it to do a great technique. Right? Exactly. And because you're kind of covering all those points, but if it's something that really resonates with you, you can learn way more about it, and it can be really powerful. Okay, so for the last part, we're gonna do that peppermint and wild orange, just that 1 drop on the back. Maybe choose just 1 if they're a little sensitive to like peppermint or something like that. Maybe just use the residue that's on your hand. Go some wild orange. Now, if they're going out in the sun, you don't want to apply the wild orange to their back if their back's going to be out in the sun. because it'll make it photosensitive. So dragging, now this is both. We do both at the same time if you're using both. Okay, that's the only time. And so dragging it up, okay, and then the same with palm slides. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the 5-zone activation. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? And then you're also coming back to that heart chakra, that heart center on their back, sending that love, pulling out to the parasympathetic at the base of the spine and at the base of the skull. All right? Holding it there, and that is when you release. Okay? So that is the technique, the shortened version, simplified version of the AromaTouch technique. Thank you, Clarence, for helping us out with that. So Charlene, what other kind of techniques, is there anything that kind of comes to mind in regards to tips with massaging with little ones? Some bonus things that maybe we could add at the end or in the, whatever, you know, at different times. Maybe you don't have time for the whole AromaTouch technique on the kiddos. Maybe some simple stuff.
Yeah, so after a bath, the little ones are getting ready to go to bed. That'll be a good time to hit them with the lavender and some of the other essential oils, kind of mix it together and then do the drop and then mix and do the massage real quick. But that actually creates the bonding with you, and it also calms them down and gets them ready for bed. Now, if you got a kid that's rowdy, like autism and stuff, lavender on the feet is good as well, because that'll help them sleep and calm them down, because autism makes the brain go fast. And it's really hard for them to calm down and sleep. Even when they're in school, if you put on their palms right here in this area, they will actually calm down with lavender. That way they could kind of go like this and smell it. And kids with autism, if you notice, they constantly got to pick stuff up and smell it sometimes. That's what they're doing. And that, but certain oils they could react to and stuff. But yeah, peppermint oil, when they have a cold, if you put it right here, as well as one drop right here, so you got right here and right here. So this is where your sinus cavity actually sits.
Okay.
So if you put a drop of, it works for us too. So if you take a drop of peppermint oil or eucalyptus oil and you set it right here, and you put one right here, and then you put like a hot cloth right there, it opens up the sinus cavity, creating it to where you can breathe easier. And I'm gonna text you for you to read it. And so sorry about that. So yeah, so when you get the breathing going and everything else on the chest, little ones especially, they have a hard time with the vapor rub and that. So the essential oils would come in handy if you mix lavender and peppermint, just like very minute parts of it, and rub it lightly on their chest. It actually helps open their airways at night and helps them sleep. Nice. And do it all after a hot bath, because then their pores are open and more susceptible to it. And anything on the feet, I don't know if you know this, but if you have a cold and you put a slice of onion there in a sock, it gets rid of the cold. And it actually works.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's an old-time remedy, but your feet has a lot of entryways into your whole entire body, so it drains all this stuff out. That's why we do detoxing with our feet, to drain all the stuff out.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Awesome. So are there any other like maybe massage type things as well?
You'll notice that when you get a kid that doesn't want their feet touched, do it on their hands. You could do reflexology with the hands just as well as the feet.
That's a great tip. That's a great tip. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and there are some kids that don't like ears touched either.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
if you do right here instead of on the ears, that's another way.
Okay. Cool. Any questions, you guys, for Charlene, for me, regarding massage, regarding the AromaTouch technique, anything like that? All righty. Well, cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. So we'll break right now, and those of you that would like to join us for our team business mentoring call, we have some little business training for those that are interested in doing the business, and just kind of a little team meeting to get together, brainstorming. It's so much fun. So we're doing that at 8:15, and it's the other link that's in my link tree and my bio on different places, or just ask the person that invited you to this and they can get you the link. So Charlene, can you give me back host rights? Push the little,
how do we do it?
so,
Shield?
in the control bar, go to participants.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see me, and you can have like a little drop down thing. And it says, you did it. It says I'm host. Perfect.
Yep. All right.
Perfect. All right, so hopefully this will record. I really hope that it works out fine.
It was recording.
Yeah, I just hope it saves properly. I had enough room and stuff. So here goes nothing. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great night.
Thank you. It was great.
Recording. Let's see.